Delhi is predicted to surpass Tokyo as the world's greatest megalopolis in the next 8 years, igniting a global phenomenon. 15 years ago, most people lived in the countryside. Today, most reside in cities. By 2050, the UN expects 2/3 of people to live in cities. Delhi is one of the most severe indicators of change. Since 1962, Delhi's official planning organization has produced a master plan to guide future development. The master plan for 2021, announced in 2007, aimed to obliterate the slums, tame traffic, and import a Manhattan-like skyline. A majority of analysts say Delhi's plan has remained on paper. To grasp Delhi's present and future, one must go outside the city itself. The National Capital Region, NCR, has grown from 15 million to 19 million inhabitants, half the expected growth. Population estimates range from 30 million to 60 million in this amorphous tangle of cities and districts. The region's boundaries took a year to determine, according to Neelanjan Sircar, Senior Fellow at the Center for Policy Research and co-editor of Colossus, An Anatomy of Delhi. Rahul Malhotra, founder and principal of RMA Architects, says satellite photographs of night lights are a decent proxy for what urban India looks like. In the galaxy of settlements revealed by these nocturnal photographs, Malhotra says glittering high-rises and office complexes exist next to tin roofs and tarpaulin shelters, like Gurgaon, 20 miles southwest of Delhi's heart. The region's seemingly endless sprawl is a global megacity narrative. People cross these tangled lines looking for work in the informal economy that employs most Delhi workers. PFI Executive Director Poonam Mutreja, "We are overflowing. We need to prepare and improve infrastructure." The Delhi NCR has already outgrown its ability to provide clean air and water, sewage treatment, decent housing, and health care, according to Mutreja. According to IQ Air, an air quality technology business, the region has 7 of the world's 10 worst cities for air quality. How will the future metropolis deal with exponential growth? Future vision of Delhi. To achieve this, the New Delhi Draft Master Plan for 2041 envisages a megacity with tall structures housing low-income residents. It envisions a green, breathable city. It highlights the city's economic and cultural potential. But the vast majority of Delhi's labor, an estimated 70%, is unofficially employed. Cities are basically job markets, said Ruben Abraham, CEO of Mumbai's IDFC Institute. Because most professions are informal, such as street vendors, cooks, rubbish pickers, or construction workers, the neighborhood must support everyday movements of people between jobs and housing, as well as offices and shops. Many experts think traditional city design in Delhi and others is antagonistic to dynamism. On the contrary, detractors say, planning in Delhi means the state deciding after the fact what construction is approved or not, a process prone to inequality, corruption, and short-sightedness. The NCR has grown not via planning, but through regularization, said architect and urban planner Krishna Menon, who helped create the 2007 master plan. "We don't perform traffic or pollution studies. The consensus is to develop it and deal with issues as they occur. That's shoot first, inquire afterwards." Land records in the Delhi NCR's tangle of jurisdictions rarely reflect reality, says Tara Van Dyke, an urban geographer at Oxford. According to Malhotra, informal housing and development practices allow wealthy and connected citizens to successfully segregate into gated enclaves. They use city services but don't pay taxes since they live outside city bounds. They use city hospitals, their kids attend city schools, and they commute in chauffeured cars. Close observers of the National Capital Region's progress say its governance must encompass the entire region and include all citizens. "You can't cure slums by eradicating them and moving them," Menon added. "It only treats the symptom." Megacity and nation. While the city's gravitational pull is the focus of Delhi's evolution, its fortunes are intertwined with the surrounding region and the country. Even as the megacity increases, rural linkages are crucial. 60% of Indians work in a difficult agriculture industry. The pandemic shook the urban economy and sent many workers back to their communities, worsening already tough economic conditions. According to Sircar, rural communities are tense due to increased inequality and the difficulty of basic livelihoods. What will our children do? Farmers ask anxiously, he says. Why can't we get them a job in a posh firm? By 2041, India will likely have surpassed China as the world's most populous country. But its expansion hides a trend. In India, people are having fewer children, according to Mootrager. In some areas, fertility rates have plummeted to or even below replacement levels. Kerala, in the south, has an average of 1.8 children. India has a young population, with 2/3 under 35. But by mid-century, it may have reached a population plateau. Unknown is how such potential would affect the future's largest city. In India, Abraham remarked, the population drop is alarming. Everyone wants the up story. But that was India 20 years ago. What about India in 20 years? That is the question. The New York Times Headway Initiative examines global issues through the lens of progress. The Ford Foundation, William and Flora Hewlett Foundation, and Stavros Niarchos Foundation, SNF, have all financed the program, with Rockefeller Philanthropy Advisors serving as fiscal sponsor. It also funds Headway's Public Square,